Okay, so we have our paper ripped. We have it folded in fours, and now we're going to start using the elements and principles of design to create our abstract composition. The first thing I want us to do is to draw a border, but we're only going to draw on one little rectangle. So if I open it up, I only want to draw a border on the outermost edge. So this is the outside. This would be the inside. I'm going to draw a border on the outside. And of course I can draw on here if that helps to keep it smaller. So now I have a border, and now I'm going to either start drawing lines or shapes. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a shape. And I'm making this up. I really don't have a plan in my mind, but I drew a diamond shape, and I can draw another diamond shape. And I repeat the shape a lot. It's just something that I like to do to have things look unified. And that word unified is a principle of art. So it looks like one is on top of the other. One of the other tricks that's going to help this design look good is have things go off the edge of the paper. So if I were to repeat that diamond shape and have it go off the edge there, and I'm going to pretend like I'm still drawing, and then start up again and have it go off the edge. Now, what I just did is draw lines, or shapes rather. Now I am going to start drawing lines, and I'm going to draw a band that goes off the edge of the paper. So I'm going to start on the left hand side, draw, stop, draw, stop, stop, start again. That's just a simple line. Now if I double that up, now I've turned this into a band. I think it's interesting whenever you can have things go behind or in front. So you can also draw shapes inside of other shapes. So if I were to draw another, let's say, triangle here, and another triangle in the corner here, in fact maybe all these corners. I'm making this up, guys, as I go. I have no plan. But if I wanted to make this look or seem that we can see through this hole that I just drew, then I'm going to continue this band going through it. And this line going through there. And this line going through here. And just for fun, let me do another one. Yeah, maybe I'll do this one that way. And I want it to seem balanced, so I'm going to draw another one here and there. And balanced is another principle of art. So we need to know these terms to help us make our artwork better, but also so you guys know what I'm talking about when I say make it seem more balanced. So if this were to match up behind, I'd say right about there. And this. Okay, so I think that's probably good enough. So we have a piece of abstract design using different lines, shapes, and overlapping. So now our next step is, once we have something like this, we are going to do what's called a pencil transfer or a rubbing. And the way that we're going to transfer this image over on this side is to fold the pencil over top. So the pencil is on the inside, and then we're going to start to rub. You can use any type of marker. I really like Sharpie markers. They have this round edge here. But again, you're at home, whatever type of instrument, even a spoon, that you can find to help rub that graphite on the opposite side. So I'll use this one, and I'll start rubbing. And I'm pressing the graphite of the pencil onto the other side. So here I'm going to open this up, and we can see that the pencil is starting to rub off. There we go. We can see how it's happening more and more. So I think one of the things, or another goal that I have for you guys, is called craftsmanship. Craftsmanship I kind of define with 3 words. Time, because it shows that you've put time into your work. Time, effort, and care. Your artwork, when you're done, it should look like you put effort into it. It should look like you care about it. And it should look like you put time into it. Time, effort, and care. So as I'm rubbing, I keep opening it back up, and I can see that I did not do this border. So I'm going to close it up. And this is a part of craftsmanship too. I'm going to slow down near the edges, and that is exactly why. I just made a fold in my paper. So I'm going to go in a different direction. Maybe I just go in one direction and slow down. And open it back up. Have I missed anywhere? I think I got most of it, except for maybe right here. So if I like put my finger here and fold this over, that's going to help me remember where I need to rub. Okay, so once I got a very light tracing, what I'm then going to do is go over it darker, darker with my pencil again. Because I need to put a heavier layer of graphite down. Because we're going to repeat that process on the bottom side. So I want you to be creative too. That's another goal of mine. Use your imagination. We are going to be doing 4 of these, and hopefully you're going to be getting better with each one. But if you've made a few of these and you're not liking it, try it again. Use your imagination. How can you change things up? That's a part of being an artist, is realizing that something doesn't look good, and then ask yourself questions. Why? Why does it not look good? And then change it. Don't just accept a piece of artwork that you're not happy with. You have the ability to make it better. Okay, so the reason that we are going over it and making darker lines is because we are going to fold it back over on top of itself this way and repeat that process. So I do have other ones done. So this is sort of where we're at now, where I started here, I transferred graphite over here, and I flipped it, and I started to do some rubbing. Now, it's not completely finished in the middle. So if I were to put my finger right here, go on the back side, I now know where I need to continue to rub. Until this is completely finished, and then I can continue to the next step. Alright, so as I pull this closer, you can see what this looks like. One of the things that I want to talk to you about, and I already talked about a principle of art called balance, is having a balance. Not only just the right looks like the left, or this area is filled up just as much as that, but we also need to find a balance between too complicated or too simple. So we can see that maybe this one has larger areas of open space, and this area seems really complicated. Where I have some other examples that maybe this is more simple than that. So we need a balance of being not too plain, so here's another one. Kind of plain, but also not overwhelming. So we need to find a balance. So here's just a few examples of how you can create different abstract pieces of art. Some lines that are curved, very simple, going off the edge of the paper, drawing shapes on top of bands, have things that are maybe another word, variety, having bands that are sharp and they contrast, which is another word, contrast the curve line. So on the edge of my desk I have the principles of art sheets sitting here, so I can constantly look and say I need more contrast, or I need more variety, or how can I unify a piece of artwork. So in this one I had unified by showing this repeated circle shape in the background. I unify having these squares kind of opening up my band. Okay, so I'll have the elements sheet attached to the form. I'll have the principles of design attached into Google Classroom, so you can look at these as you're trying to come up with your own designs. And again, another example, make sure that you are putting a border, having lines or bands going off the edge of the paper, having shapes overlapped, and just have fun. Again, I don't want you to copy any of the ones that I have shown you. I want you to use your own creativity and imagination and have fun. I'll explain more in the next video.